Cúrla an Páirtí Libre an Teachta Eamon Gilmore.
Ceann Comhairle, I'm conscious that it falls to me to ask the very last question that the Taoiseach will reply to as Taoiseach in this House. And I've been thinking of something easy that I could ask him this morning, and I've settled on something that he's been asked before, and he last answered it this day, 12 months almost to the day, 25th of April last year, and he got quite upset when he was answering this question, to the point that he apologised to the people of Meath because they wouldn't be able to vote electronically in the upcoming general election and would have to use the Pan Louis. Now, after the events of last after the events of last Sunday, I wouldn't expect the Taoiseach to be apologising to Meath people this morning. But as he is tidying up his affairs, and I heard him yesterday talking about encouraging his successor to get a new government jet, I would like to ask him what is going to be done with the electronic voting machines. This is a terrible legacy. This is a terrible legacy for the Taoiseach to leave the Irish people. A couple of thousand of clapped out voting machines that can't be used and won't be used. So could I ask the Taoiseach, in the couple of weeks or couple of working days that he has left in office, would he now take out the Pan Louis and draw a line under the electronic voting machines? I have to remind you, Taoiseach, that on the day I was elected leader of my party, you also said that you saw out a lot of my predecessors. I think the Pan Louis could serve me well for a long time to come yet. There is a serious point to this, Taoiseach. I mean, these things did cost 60 million, which I'm sure you will now acknowledge could have been better spent. It's 2 years now since the Commission on Electronic Voting reported, and they not only confirmed what those of us who had been critical of this particular system had said long before that, but in fact added to it. We are in a situation where I think none of your ministers want to touch this. I mean, every time that the line minister, Minister Gormley now, or any of his predecessors have ever been asked about this, they want to run a mile from the question. And it is going to take a decision at some stage for somebody to decide the inevitable. What we all know is the situation that these are not going to be used. It's just adding more cost to the waste that has already been incurred by continuing to store them. And somebody is going to have to decide to call it a day and to decide that these things are never going to be used. And perhaps, Taoiseach, since you have a window now for a couple of weeks, that you might unburden your colleagues with that decision and write them off.